special board meeting on Tuesday, August 22nd of 2023.
I'll make that motion.
I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Motion to approve the financial statements for the month of August of 2023. So moved. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, let's see, I'm gonna open up the floor, but I have a guest, Chris Roberts.
Yes,
5 minutes,
okay.
you're on the agenda.
Yes, I've been asking for the authority where Patricia Turns gets her authority to put an assessment on my private property. And she's failed to do that. On the 305A, there's two classes. It's mixed use and non-residential. My property fits in neither of those categories. So she doesn't have any authority in the statutes to put any assessment on my property. The only thing they're relying on is that they're calling my property real property. Okay, and they're giving me this form back that was filed with the deed. It's a real property form, okay? That isn't required to be filed with the deed first off, and that doesn't make your property real property, because I've been in talks with Mary Finnegan, who's the clerk, and she has explained to me today in an email that my property wasn't registered under real property, that it was just, my deed was filed, okay?
Not registered. It was not registered.
As real property. It was, the deed was filed and it's recorded in the county. Those were her specific words. It's been this big runaround. If it's not explicitly explained in statutes, you guys can't do something to somebody, okay? If they can't do it to you, you can't do it to them, okay? The way this was all originally set up was that you guys were given taxation authority, counties, towns were given taxation authority to provide services for the people. In exchange, you were allowed to tax commerce and collect sales tax on the county level, and to put assessments on commercial properties and, you know, people that rent properties. Anything that there's a return filed in, you know. And what they're doing is fraudulent and illegal, and I've already given her a lawsuit that's been filed in Pennsylvania. There's 4 more throughout the country that have been filed in different states. And I see a big liability concern that you should all be thinking about, you know, instead of chasing little businesses out that are trying to pay you tax money, okay, up there on Holman City Road, maybe you should be thinking about how you're illegally taxing everybody. And now that you know that, you've all been involved into a RICO conspiracy, okay, to defraud the public. These are crimes. Maybe you should look at that lawsuit instead of taking your lawyer's advice and actually read it and understand what you're doing is illegal. Second, mask comes back, you'll be getting a lawsuit like the county has right now, and you can see how they're dealing with it. They're running them in a lot of different directions, and they're not going to get past the motion to dismiss. They're not going to get the motion to dismiss. The lawyer's going to end up getting sanctioned. Third, just because you drew a line around my property doesn't give you any rights in that. You don't get to tell me anything. You don't get to tell me I can't put up something on my own property or what I can do on my own property. Yes, you can send your codes officer out, they'll write a ticket, you'll bring me into your administrative courts, you'll violate my due process rights. Then you'll find all those people in federal court as defendants in my civil complaint. And I'll be extracting money out of the town for wasting my time and coming and harassing me. You're James Christian?
Correct.
Yeah. So you sent me that letter the other day, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You didn't include anything with it. You said you were going to include something with it. The emails, unredacted, right? The ones that you said. It was only a letter.
Was there also a hard copy that came in the mail to you?
There was a hard copy that came in the mail. That's all that came. There were no copies of the unredacted emails that you said you were going to push forward. So now we're talking. You've had 2 weeks. Patricia Turns has 5 months. Where's that statute that gives you the authority to place an assessment on residential property? Where is it?
Again, we don't, this board doesn't actually look at any assessments. We talked about that. That'd be the BAR. And my understanding is you went in front of the BAR, is that correct? And they gave you basically some of the policy on what you have to do if you decided you didn't like what the answer was for the assessments, correct on that. And at this point, you're just what? You're looking to sue us, correct? Is that
I want you to leave me alone and stop sending me letters in the mail that I owe you money when you can't provide any authority. And these people all work under your supervision, and you're just as responsible as they are doing the crimes.
Okay, we'll look into this a little bit more. That's 5 minutes. Thank you, Chris. All right. I'm going to send the privilege to the floor. If anybody wants to talk, just please state your full name. 5 minutes. Anybody would like to speak?
Mike Keller. One thing I wanted to object to in the minutes that I think should have been put in there was Ms. Lamont said that we had 38 building permits to date, totaling $2,674,000. That just should have been added in there, just in case anybody was curious, like to what they do with that money and stuff like that. Mr. Tibbetts, I was going to ask you, like in 2016, you guys went into executive session to discuss the creation of 3 jobs, the grant writer, the buildings, and the park commissioner. And then immediately following the meeting, you guys ratified it, and then you guys voted to make JC the supervisor, all 3 of those positions. At what time, if they're are they community positions? Like at what time was the community notified that these positions were open in case anybody interested in the community?
I don't know.
After I was looking at the comprehensive plan, and in the comprehensive plan in the matrix, it said we were looking to secure a grant writer for a term of 1 to 2 years at no cost. But in 2016, you were made the grant writer at a substantial cost, like it's probably close to $50,000 now from that date.
50,000?
That year it was $5,000. Now I think it's $8,000 a year that the grant writer gets. So why are we where's the cost? I mean, if you're reelected, you're not going to take any money for the grant writer?
No. Are you asking me that? I don't. We'll see in the first of the year. When everyone gets appointed at those positions.
All right.
Well, please,
Can I
Norm,
ask you a question? Is this a meeting or are we in court? Are we on trial for something?
I'm asking questions when I read the minutes. I would just want clarification on
Okay, I
things.
just wasn't sure if we were on trial or
Yeah.
something. I'm not sure if we're committing crimes or what's going on. Well, I think we're in a meeting for the town board. I didn't know I was on trial for anything. We're trying to run a town meeting, and every week, every month, we're getting questioned. You want to run?
Correct.
You want to run for the town board?
I think I will next time.
Why don't you? Next year, or whenever we're up for election, run for the town board, because you know everything.
I don't know anything. That's why I ask
Obviously
questions.
no.
Like last month, there was like for the comprehensive plan, there was $35,000 transferred.
8 years, nobody came to a board meeting.
Right,
okay?
and now
8
eyes are
years.
opening.
8 years, nobody. There was
Free reign.
That's right. No, there wasn't a free lane. We had supervisors that were not doing very good. Now we're changing. Did you ever come to the town board before, the town hall before?
No, not until I started
No,
hearing
because
some
it
stuff,
falling
and then I was
down.
now I'm
We had to do
interested.
repairs here. There were problems here. Okay, pal? Enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Enough.
don't think you should be treated this way. Why?
Who, me?
Yeah, why is he being treated?
Because have
He's
you
only
been here
asking
before?
questions.
I'm
He's only asking questions.
Okay. All right.
like, I don't know, just different things like, last year, let's see how much it was.
And Mike, back on that grant though, I just want to go back to, you know, I actually got a $3 million grant for the water district.
I'm not saying it's bad, I'm
I just want to let
saying,
you know that.
right, I'm wondering, like, because we
Just
put in
wanna
the
make sure that
comprehensive plan, you were
I'm doing
looking.
the job. I'm doing the job.
I'm not-
bringing it to the saving the tax.
I'm not saying you're not. My issue with why can't anybody else do it as well? Why does everybody here have 3 to 4 jobs each?
We follow the civil service requirements, and we're allowed to go in-house first.
I'm not, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if there's people that want to express civic duty and come in here and do it,
Right.
you know, but like last year, town supervisor for New Hartford made $27,846, Westmoreland 19,522.
With other titles, they got other jobs as well, Mike.
Right, but you made $58,919 just as a supervisor title.
No, it's not.
No.
It's incorrect.
That is incorrect. I am the bookkeeper, that is incorrect.
That is not correct.
So
You're putting out
see-through New
false
York is not
information.
accurate?
Just for the supervisor job, he doesn't, I don't know where you're getting your numbers from.
I just said see-through New York.
Did you look at the budget when we first did the budget?
I thought reference that. Mike, I'm gonna give you another minute here.
No, go ahead. We don't get anywhere anyway with this stuff.
Yeah, Mike, I'll give you the other minute here.
Go ahead.
You sure?
Mhm.
All right. Anybody else? Yes, please.
Hi, Mary Jane Stoll, I live in Clayville, I was here last time.
Yeah.
About the road work and the driveway.
My understanding is they got the road work squared out for you.
Well, they did, but now there's they didn't finish. They didn't finish the curbways between the driveways. And now we have a 3-inch dip. It's like we're going down a hill, a hill. If we go in our driveway, because now we can't even straddle it to get into it, because now there's a 3-inch lift up where the driveway used to be, and they stopped at the side. They brought it down to the. If I could show you the
Yeah,
picture.
of course, of course. Oh, no, this is the villages. Yeah, I mean, I spoke with the mayor on it for you after that day,
Right.
you know, to try to see what they were gonna do for you.
Now it's 3 inches higher than it was
Right here.
right here.
Oh.
To get into my driveway.
Yeah.
This is the upper one, and then this is the lower one.
Alright. Okay.
This is the sidewalk.
Yeah, sure.
If somebody comes down this hill and they miss and they land, they go on this and they go into the sidewalk and there's people here, there's gonna be problems.
Alright.
Cause this whole sidewalk from the top of the hill down to the corner of the point is destroyed.
Okay.
And now, we can't even straddle now to get in, because if we get this, we're gonna go on the front end of the car.
Okay, by any chance, are you gonna talk to the
I'm gonna go to the board
Okay.
meeting on
Alright.
Thursday.
Alright. I'll do a follow-up after that meeting, just to see what, you know, I don't have a lot of, you know, I'm just making sure that,
I know.
we gotta stay in our lane a little bit here, because it's the
So what
village.
they did is they did parts of the driveway, but then they didn't do in between. This is the neighbor's driveway, they didn't do in between to level it out.
Okay. I think a lot of it is, you know,
They said
material
they ran out of
costs.
money.
Yeah,
If you get up to the hill,
yeah.
when you get up to the hill, that whole area there is all paved in. The whole thing. They have their own parking lot.
Okay,
And
alright.
they said they ran out of money for
Yeah,
us.
that way I don't know. I see, we don't look at their books or
I'm
anything.
just saying,
Okay.
it's just not right.
Alright, I'll follow up with the mayor after that.
Thank you. Pardon me?
I stopped and looked after you were there,
Yeah?
and there is different elevations,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
creating a lot of
Well,
problems.
they should have taken 3 feet off that road, not 2 inches and then put back 4 inches. The whole road, or you gotta raise the sidewalk. Cause the sidewalk's not even level with the street in, with the road in.
There's a tripping hazard.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you have to take it
I'm
to,
old and I've already tripped out there once.
take it to the mayor.
I'm going to, I'll be there on Thursday.
Okay,
Thank you.
alright,
You want these?
thank you. Alright. Another few minutes, is that all you needed at this moment?
Yes, thank you.
Alright, thank you. Alright, anybody else?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Chad Crowe. I just for kind of get some frame of reference. I've lived here my entire life. So, with the exception of 3 years that I lived in Lake Placid, I've been here for the better part of 40-some years. I've always loved this town, so I still live, raised my family here. So civil discourse is probably important. My father sat on this morning. Some of you may have sat here with him, I don't know. But I have a question that it carries over from last week or last month's conversation with regard to the salary of the your position, JC.
Supervisor.
What is the supervisor's salary?
I'm right around 29,000.
So $29,000.
Yeah.
Is that a livable wage possibly. To me, obviously, I have a family with children, would not be able to live on wage. I would need other jobs to augment that salary, to survive and provide a standard of living that I'm used to. So, that being said, I understand the question that Mike had, but I think we need clarification on the salary. Now, there was a question brought up last week that I was very intrigued by. Who was the superintendent party, or the,
I had Mary Lou McElroy, and then I had Joe Jerzak.
and prior to Joe?
Oh, Felix then Joe. Yeah,
Okay,
Felix.
if I remember correctly, Felix worked for the New York State Department of Corrections for many, many years.
Yes.
Did we ever inquire with Felix how many hours a week he worked at the Department of Corrections?
He was full-time, I know that.
I can tell you as a retired state trooper, it was a minimum of 40, probably in excess of 40. Was he able to do the job of supervisor, town supervisor adequately? Does anyone in this room think he didn't do a good job? Did anyone in here not know Felix? Felix was here for a long, long time. All right, Felix did a great job. I don't remember it being a requirement of Felix to express, to tell the town how many hours he worked at that other job. Mary Lou, God rest her soul, we know she was retired when she took the job. But how about Joe? Full-time job, where did he work? Anyone know?
Just here,
That was his job. What's that?
just here,
Just here. Did he have any other titles while he was here?
yes,
How many?
at least one.
At least one. So that is not something that's new to this town, right? So if this is something that we want changed, I think civil discourse is the easy way to do it. But throwing darts in this room is not gonna help, right? So I just think it was good for clarification's sake to point out the fact that whether Mr. Christian has another job outside of his supervisory roles or any other prior town supervisor did, it is not the concern of this town. What is the concern of this town is whether or not the work of this town is being done and the needs of its residents are being met. And I hope that's what is being done here today. So, thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Anybody else?
I think I can't help it. Sorry.
Please.
All right, I can't help it.
Name?
Christy Christian. So obviously everybody knows JC is my husband. He works very hard for this town. He was up here every day during COVID when nobody else was because he sent his staff home for safety reasons. What is happening on social media with some of the school board members is appalling. I'd like the town board to note the behavior of the school board and really take a look at the agreement that you have with them. And maybe, I know Mr. Staten's here, maybe Mr. Staten can have some sort of social media etiquette class with these people that represent the town or the school and how their behavior is with people with the town and how they're supposed to work together. That's all. I just like that for the record to be followed up on.
Okay.
Thank
Will
you.
do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I do have a question. Kristen, and I don't know if you even will know the answer, if anybody here will. Do other towns, do their officials have multiple roles? Does the town of New Hartford, his Supervisor Tony, does he have multiple roles in his town? So, and I work a lot in the town of New Hartford, whatever. So I see him around a lot, and I was pretty sure he had multiple roles too. I mean, that's kind of a common occurrence that these positions are filled by multiple people, because none of them are, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be, none of them are considered enough for a full-time job, but you need a full-time person to be here.
Sure.
So I mean, it seems like this town is so fascinated on that, which is just the normal occurrence in every other town. You go to the town of New Hartford, and the supervisor's there all day from 8 to 4.
Right.
So he's out and about during the work days because that's when business is done. Was the only question I had.
Yeah. And I'm sure he's not staying there for that 40 hours a week or 35 or for $32,000.
Right.
I guess just the whole point, I don't mean it to come across like I'm concerned about what you make necessarily. What I'm saying is, why do you have 4 positions why do you have 3 or 4 positions? Why do you have 3 or 4? Why do you have 3? Like, obviously I'm concerned, like, why don't you offer that up to the community? Now more than ever, people are interested in politics and civic duties. So I understand, like, if no position's filled and you need to fill it in-house. But why don't you actually see if somebody else from the community wants to come in and take these positions? I guess that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair, but of course, if these people are qualified already, we'd like to probably get those people into those jobs immediately.
Right, well, how qualified were they when they first took the position? They weren't.
Is your, like, for who? What are we talking
Everybody, in
I
general.
was
like-
qualified for my position. I was qualified. I had my resume. I was qualified.
What's that?
Right, so maybe there's somebody else qualified. If you want the position, you applied for it and you got
I
it.
did. That's what I
Right, so
did
you got it. Are you the bookkeeper?
Yes, I am.
What else are you?
I'm also, I do a little work for Jim, the highway clerk.
Okay.
I have 2 positions, that's it.
Right, but like, what I'm saying is, like, there's other people that want to be involved too. Why should the same 5 people take all the
I was
positions?
hired for those 2 positions. I was hired, nobody else.
Right, but how many positions does one person need? They're part-time positions.
That's an It's all set. Okay, thank you. Heidi?
Hi, Heidi Crown. I'm gonna put my HR hat on. Do we have people knocking down the doors for these positions?
No.
No.
They don't even know about them.
Mike, were you rejected for one?
I didn't even know about any.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all I have to know.
Is it partially frame of reference? For example, you're here many hours a week, you have an understanding of the operations that are happening in the town, you understand the needs of the town, you're bringing someone here, so if you're gonna pay me $8,000, I can tell you right now, I'm probably not leaving my house. You better give me something I can work remotely to do, right? Because I'm not coming here for $8,000, not twice a week, not once a week.
Right.
But if you're gonna pay me $8,000 for the year, give me a computer and I'll spend a half hour talking to you on it. But I kind of think that a lot of this has to do with the projects are bigger, you have people running grants, you have people that are have intimate knowledge of payroll and all the operational footprint of the town that are right in this building. So do I want 15 interlopers trying to hodgepodge and quilt this thing together? I suppose, but then we're gonna spend more money, and then our taxes are gonna go up, and we're all gonna be unhappy. We're gonna be sitting back in this room again, bitching about the fact that our taxes just went through the roof, because the guy that you're paying $8,000 wants 35.
Correct.
So that's part of my concern.
If people were upset about taxes, they would go way up, way up.
Well, sure.
Cover all those salaries, all that insurance.
Trying to keeping the taxes low as much as we can, and we have done that. Nothing's changed here. The town's running smooth. It has been running smooth. Unfortunately, there's kind of a snag. That's something that we had no part of, besides advising somebody they couldn't do this because they weren't following New York State code. It had nothing to do with the town, but unfortunately, people have separated themselves, including the school. They took sides, and it's unfortunate because we do a lot for the school. All right. Anybody else?
Can I just say something? I just feel like these are people's careers. I've been here for 35 years, and now all of a sudden everybody wants my jobs.
You're right. It's our livelihoods.
You know, I make $8,000 for this job and $6,000 for that, and nobody's going to come in here and do what I do for $8,000 a year. And I'm here all week long to answer phone calls for these. Just say for the water bills. I answer the phone call for the water bills, I do water searches, I send the water bills out, I collect the money. I just don't see anybody coming in here 5 days a week to do that one job and answer phone calls constantly.
And you do a great job there.
Yes, and you don't want an explanation to anybody. You're fine.
Thank you, Patty.
Mr. Christian, I'm young, and I know the new superintendent here from the school, Mr. Staten's here. Could you just go over and inform me to what Christy said? What do you guys do for the school? Before you sign that, is there more than one thing you guys do for the school?
Well, of course. I think we're starting off with just keeping their salt for their parking lots right away. They have their own salt domes, which I think will be kind of costly. So we trust them to go down there and fill up their trucks. Obviously, we sweep we do a shared service agreement where we do the parking lots for them from all the sand and salt. Let's see, recently I just signed, that's part of my agenda here, is I can skip to that one right now, is that they have an ESSA funded program. Is that correct, Mr. Staten?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my understanding is like $600,000 of a grant, right, part of your budget. And of course I needed to sign that. So, it's funny how I'm on social media from your school board, talking bad about me, talking about bad here, talking about my wife. But then again, you guys turn around and ask me. You didn't. You sent other people to come and ask me to sign forms for you to help out with your budget.
Does the schools cross country team still run on the
Correct.
town park?
Yep, that is correct.
I didn't know if they had an alternate course to run their races at, or if that's.
I don't think so. Do you, Mr. Staten? Do you have another course that they can actually run at?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. A lot of the, as well, Mr. Evans, as well as all the clubs that the school has, that we allow them to use our park, bonfire. I mean, you have grass as well, and you could probably have your bonfires at the school, correct, Mr. Staten?
And we appreciate your support on the bonfire.
And the fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks. We took a lot of heat on that. Especially with everything that went on and the fights and took place down there, we all took the calls. You guys didn't, we did.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Staten, also, thank you for coming to these meetings, the planning and the zoning and these meetings, but you and I have not talked once since you've actually come in the office, is that correct? You've never called here and asked me for anything? You just keep sending other people?
I'm not sure what you mean by sending other people, but I appreciate your support. And please understand that the comments that you're referring to on social media, I just want to separate, they may be board members, but they're not representative of the school, of the school itself.
I could differ on that. They're elected officials, and they always have their hats on. I can't go on social media and start bashing people.
I can't. I'm not elected. I can't.
Yeah, you can.
God forbid.
We understand how you're allowing that, but that's something we'll deal with. All right, anybody else? All right, we're gonna move on. Resolutions to transfer some money here. Transfer $9,500 from A 1989.4 general contingency to A 7020.1 personal services. You know what? I'll do it all in general. Thank you. No, you're good. Transfer the $14,000 from A 511 appropriated reserves to A 7020.4 recreational traditional contractual. Which is also then going to funnel itself to same $14,000. All right, from A 200 cash to A 232. You see park reserve account. Can I get a motion on general A? Can I get a second? All in favor? Anybody opposed? All right, Highway 2. All right, Highway DB transferring the $55,000. Again, this is the same $55,000. It's just a paper trail. From DB 511 appropriate reserves to DB 5110.4 general repairs, and then transferring the $5,500 from DB 200 cash to DB 231. Did you see that? 55,000. Excuse me. Highway reserve account. Let me get a motion on Highway DB. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Thank you. Summit Road. I spoke with Ed Jones last week. He has concerns about the speed limits out in front of Lincoln Davies. My understanding is maybe 55 versus like a 30. That being a business as well, he has issues where we'd like to do a traffic study. You see that being an issue at all, Jim, on something like that?
No, but Summit Road is a county road where he is.
I advised him of that as well.
He would probably have to petition, whether he does it in store. You know, if he wants to get a petition together in the store, get signatures, and then submit it to the county.
Okay. All right, that's what you want me to advise him?
Yeah, that's gonna be his first step, a petition and bring it to the county's attention.
All right. Okay, I'll do that. I'll reach out to Ed. Comprehensive plan, River Street, everybody should have been trying to pretty much get their surveys in the mail. and some are still floating around out there as our understanding, some haven't received it. So we're gonna extend I think it was September 20th, is that sound right? We're gonna extend it out until pretty much October 4th before the public informational meeting. So that being said, make sure everybody's checking their mail, making sure they're just taking the survey so we know exactly what everybody wants in the town. All right, so we can work on the comprehensive plan. There's going to be an informational public meeting on October 4th between 6 and 8 here. So at that time, just make sure you guys might be available for that. Okay?
I just had a quick question on the comprehensive plan. I didn't get my postcard, but I spoke to Gina the other day. There was a link that somebody had sent me off of it. I don't know if you guys can just post that on the town webpage.
It's already on.
Yeah, it's on there. And then there's paper forms too, so if you know anybody, they can fill them in my paper. Plus I checked with the post office today.
Okay.
It's up to, they're both mailed, so whenever the post office delivers them, but I did check with the post offices today. They got them, some they delivered, some they didn't. So we're trying to get them, make sure they get out. You're welcome.
All right, ready to talk about the funding program, that I signed that for the school. Bonfire, we okayed that for September 22nd, Friday. All right. And I spoke with the new president, Kara Rayner from the PTO, very nice person as well. We're looking to maybe do like an April 20th of next year, like touch the trucks, try and get the trucks down there, highway trucks, people can kind of take a look at them, kids can walk through them. It's a nice idea by the PTO. That's kind of just a little FYI or so, all right? Doing things for the school.
Love it. That's great.
Yeah. I'm sure they appreciate it. That's all I have at this moment. Any questions for me? Tom Clerk.
Not too much, just waiting to hear back from Utica Roof Pros for them to schedule doing the roof replacement for the gazebo. Just waiting for them to find the time.
All right. Good deal.
I just had a quick question on that, for something like that, like we have a good highway department that are with.
I'm sorry, you're interrupting. All right, we've already moved on. Basically, it's for us. You had your 5 minutes, Mike.
Okay.
It doesn't. You just can't interrupt. This is not a public hearing.
I got you.
And unfortunately, I've allowed it to go on at other meetings in the past. We're not doing that anymore. You get your 5 minutes and that's it. That's it. If you want to talk about other things with Mike, you're more than welcome to stop in here anytime and ask Mike questions as well. All right. Let's see. We got some swings over there too, Mike.
Yep.
All right.
We're in and installed, and we have some more to be installed.
Okay.
Following spring because they're somewhat in good condition.
Yeah. All right. As well as the pools are drained to a point, so they're all down and ready to rock and roll for next year. All right. Hopefully next year we can actually get the sports program back, the camps and things like that with some coaches.
Did we lose a lot of water this year?
Joe, is that the case? Did we lose a lot of water in the pools this year?
We used just about 400,000 gallons of water since they started until we closed.
Yeah. It's a tough one. It's that program.
Yeah, even with all the rain.
The program is that's a tough program. It's also long. Anything else, Mike? Any questions for Mike? Thank you. Budget Officer Danielle.
No concerns with the 2023 budget year to date. Everything looks healthy. And then 2024 estimates are due next Wednesday. If anybody's got questions or needs assistance filling out their estimate forms, let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to getting those next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
All right. I'm working on it. I'm working. All right. I got a big list of things we got to work on, so I'm on it. Any questions for Danielle? Thank you, Danielle. Yeah. Highway Superintendent Jim Kanner.
Bridges, the detours have been taken down, the bridges are open. Cassville is complete, 100%. The Clayville Bridge, they have about 60 foot of sidewalk that they have to still pour, and then landscape around that, and that one will be complete, 100%. So they were good. They got their school timing worked out. everything's open. They'll do a temporary shutdown for the concrete when they pour the concrete, just a single lane closure on that, and, that'll be it.
We're doing a walkthrough on that one, when they say?
Yeah, they sent out an email today looking for a walkthrough, you know, if we feel necessary.
Yeah, it's like 9 AM next week or so.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
I can forward it, or
There's nothing to.
if you want to forward it to the board members, Jason, however.
I will.
Possibly, whoever's interested, yeah.
Yeah.
I will definitely be there.
I thought I had it right here, sorry about that, I thought I had it right here.
I do. It is.
Man, I'm sorry. Oh, project walkthrough, here it is, 18th, Monday, 9 AM, so, okay, here, meeting's available. Okay, alright, are we walking both of those, do you feel?
Just the town one.
Yeah.
The
Just
county
one.
one, we don't have to go up to that. We'll do the Clayville Bridge.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. You can check out the Casco one. You know what it looks
She
like?
checks it out every day.
I've driven over it, it's good.
Alright, what else, Jim?
Road striping. Our striping crew showed up to town, they did all of our roads, and the county actually showed up around the same time, and pretty much all theirs are done also. So if you drive around, it looks pretty good out.
It does, definitely does.
We're currently spraying some railroad crossings and stuff. We're doing a shared agreement with the county. They turned around and gave us all the product for ours. As long as we go and freshen up a few of theirs for them. So our crews, if you see them on a county road, that's what we're doing. And they gave us all the product to do everything. So that worked out well. Head of resignation, highway employee Steve Snyder. He resigned and he's going for another job elsewhere. So we will have an opening in the highway department. Kim and I have put something together. We're gonna be putting it in the paper, Indeed, and probably the Winfield Star.
Waterville Times.
Waterville Times, whatever.
Website.
We'll put it on our website. So,
Once you get done,
he's done. Yeah.
So, that being said, how about, we do a motion just to take his resignation as of, last day is Friday, September 8th. So it's last Friday. Steve Snyder, we have a motion?
Make it.
Second? All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. Equipment. We got the quote back. It's a state contract quote from Clinton Tractor for a New Holland backhoe. They're looking at about a year out to receive this. So it's a contract, we have a contract number and everything on it. I'm looking for a resolution to proceed going forward with this, to sign the agreement, a purchase agreement with them to get this ordered.
Okay. And this one will be, just not arriving until what, next year?
Yeah, probably June.
A build time?
Yeah, June, July, and they're saying about a year, so.
Is this to replace the other backhoe?
Yes.
So it'll be surplus equipment after that?
Correct.
Okay. We still got like the water department's backhoe too, right?
Yeah, and we'll figure that out, cause we're kind of using the water departments too, we keep them both in our garage, so we may potentially just send the water department back along or update that with ours, which is a little newer than theirs, and bump the oldest one out the door. We'll figure that out when we get closer to that.
Alright, so you're looking for a motion for us to pursue this, you want this amount on here, or not to exceed?
Yeah, not to exceed.
Not to exceed $116,745 for, New Holland, I'm sorry.
B110D backhoe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, there it is. B110D SLA CP 4-wheel drive T4B. Motion? Second?
Second.
All good. Everyone good with it? Yes?
Yes.
Anyone? Perfect.
JT?
Yes.
Jim, did you get another quote? I mean, or this is on state
No,
contract?
this is state contract.
Okay.
If you, I don't know, do you have a copy of it, Kevin?
Here.
Right.
Okay. You can see the discount we're getting on a state contract, almost $67,000. And then Clinton contractor themselves are giving us a $10,000 discount.
Right.
10,700.
Okay, all right, anybody opposed? We're just gonna say one more time. Anybody opposed? All right. All right. Thank you, Jim. Anything else?
That's about it.
Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Water and sewer superintendent, Joe.
Not a lot's changed since last month. We're still waiting for parts. So, as far as the project, the well project's going, we're gonna do, put some pipe in the ground, hopefully in the next week or two here, and then, we're just at the mercy of the company with a pitless adapter for that well. So hopefully Murphy's can come and bury that pipe up until that point, and then it'll just be a quick connection when the pitless adapter comes in.
Right.
For that. And, I don't know, I have not been told yet what the lead time is on the pump station for Butler Road, but, we're still waiting on that.
All right. And I made an error. It's off the Springs Road pump station on it. Copy and paste got me. All right, so we're just gonna hold the pattern a little bit.
Yeah. With that stuff.
All right. Okay. Anything else, Joe?
No.
Any questions for Joe? Thank you. Assessor.
School tax bills went out, and I've had a few phone calls from people that have not received the STAR program while they're enhanced or basic. And unfortunately, the only way I can direct them to do is to the state, since the state's taken over the administration of the STAR program. So, I called somebody today and he was like, well, they sent me a letter. I said, well, you should fill it out and send it back. So, it's just to let you know, if you get any questions or anything, it's the state's program now.
Okay, all right. Makes sense. All right, anything else? Any questions for Pat? Thank you. Codes and zoning enforcer, Gina.
43 building permits so far this year and 7 operating permits, and then the other, we have a resignation of Charles Newell from the planning board. So we have to accept that, his resignation. And then next month we did put out, it went outside for applicants. And we do have applications from outside people that will be looked at by the planning board next month.
Okay.
For, approval by you guys. But we need to accept the resignation of Charles Newell. He served like 20,
Yeah.
I think 21 years and then 6 more this time, so like 27 years he's been on, but he retired and traveling.
Yeah, that'll be missed for sure. True gentleman. All right, can I make the motion to accept his resignation?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
With read what? Read grabbers.
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Charlie. Yeah, he will be missed, that's for sure. All right. What else, Gina?
That's it.
Any questions for Gina?
Casey, can I say one more?
Yeah, I'm sorry, John.
Valley Signs has the sign ready for the building here.
Yeah.
My
The new
intentions
sign.
were to pull the old one out tomorrow, because they're looking at Thursday or Friday
Okay.
to install the new.
That's great.
Do you feel we need to put anything up there to guide people, or are we good for a day?
I think we're good for the couple of days to get that in.
Okay.
Everyone seems to be able to find this.
At least the park's not open.
That's true.
That would be.
I mean, we could take the sign apart and prop up the main sign if you feel we need to leave something there.
No, I think it's okay.
The big posts have to come out.
Now, we just get it right out there,
So,
especially when that's coming. So we one less thing you gotta move on Friday.
Thursday or
Thursday.
Friday, weather permits.
Okay, well, that's good. It's gonna be nice, new sign up there. We're working on that for a good year. Okay, good. All right. Anything else? All right. Attorney for the town.
I have nothing to report. Everything is status quo since last board meeting.
Thank you. Any questions for Tony? Thank you, Tony. All right, let's see. Let's pay some vouchers. Motion to pay the vouchers.
Sure.
Second. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Motion to close the meeting at 5:45.